and
So I'm the only one here without a life. Okay, guys, thank you for making me feel bad about the
Well, it's
fact
actually
that I
really
got nothing
funny.
else to do tonight.
It's actually really funny that we were talking about The Sopranos because I mean I'll talk about it when we go live, but
Yeah.
I'm going to a Sopranos end of series watch party, or not watch party, but like essentially me and Mallory just rewatched Sopranos.
Oh, you did?
I've never
Our
seen it.
neighbors. Do
What?
yourself a favor. One of the best
It's so good.
television shows ever made.
Is it?
It's incredible. I can't stop
Wait,
watching
Josh, I
it.
thought you said you never watched it.
I've not. I'm on the first season.
Oh,
I
you're
finished the
watching it right
first. I finished the first season yesterday. I started
So-
watching it yesterday, and I finished the first season within one day.
I've
One of
never,
the great
I've never
television shows
seen
ever
it.
made.
Yeah.
Easily, but our next door neighbors were just at the same time watching it, and we're like, oh, let's like once we're both done, let's make some Italian food. What's wrong?
Just keep going. My dogs are going nuts. Stand by.
What's why are they going nuts? This is why I don't have dogs. Cats, they don't do this shit.
Dude, my guy, he's asleep under the blanket over there. He's been there for about 2 hours. Is he alive? I don't know. I hope he is.
You just gotta see like the little blanket rise a little bit, you know. And then you know.
It's so true. You see the blanket kind of like just slowly.
Dude, there's like so many times where like Polly or June are like sleeping next to
Missing?
me,
Oh.
and I'm just like, are you alive?
Are you alive?
You haven't
Yeah.
moved in 6 hours.
And then they really get into their sleep. Like dude. By the way, before we go live, I gotta tell you, I had a ashy pastrami moment the other day where I was like, I was thinking about you because I was like, man, this
We
is
are
one of
live.
those moments where I need to learn
If
more
this is-
patience. But
This doesn't matter, or
One of my-
if you don't care, but we are live. Just heads up.
oh no, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
One of my neighbors, just being a dick, man. Like somebody parked in his spot and they were like, innocent thing. They were just like, dude, can we, we'll move. He blocks them in, causes a huge scene, puts off his car alarm. I'm in the middle of a work call. They can't even hear anything I'm saying because all they can hear is,
Yeah.
and I go outside and like they're having like a yelling, screaming match on the balcony nonetheless. And I was like, this is like total New Yorker, like screaming at each other kind of stuff going on right now. And this guy's up on the 3rd floor and he's yelling at these guys, and they're down there like, hey man, we're sorry. And the guy's like, oh, you fucking idiots, you can't fucking breathe. No. And I'm over there like trying, and you had me, I'm like gasoline to the fire. I got there, I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to work right now. And he's like, hey asshole, the fuck are you? And I'm like, I'm the guy that shut the fuck up. And he's like, I'll come over here, shut you the fuck. And this guy's like way bigger than me. And I was so mad. I was like, bring your pussy ass on over here. I'm very lucky he didn't come over here because he probably would have mopped me. But I was just like caught up in the moment. And I'm like standing there and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I am 37 years old and I'm over here like threatening to fight a guy who's like way bigger than me, and I got back problems. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, what kind of stupidity is running through my mind at that moment? Like it's so stupid and foolish, And like the point is, I'm trying to work, right? Like I just want the guy to turn his car off so I can go back to work. And it's just, man, I'm telling you what, man. Today, more and more, I find that like the whole like patience thing, man. You just gotta like woo-saw. You just gotta take a second and be like, man, just chill out, man. What are you so mad about, dude?
It ain't worth it. Nothing's ever worth it.
All right, shall we get going?
Oh, you back? You here? Dogs
I'm here
are good?
now. Dogs are good. Amanda put up a new bird feeder, and the dogs don't like birds, and so it's like just that they can see them all congregating on the window for the bird feeder, and they just go ballistic.
That's funny.
Is it gonna bother you guys if I smoke?
No, I mean, as long as we don't get in trouble, I don't think. It's not a thing anymore, is it? You get in trouble on Twitch?
No.
I don't give a fuck.
People get ripped on. I've seen Twitch partners ripping bongs.
We're trying to hit that Twitch partner life, bro.
Nah.
What's up, Scooter?
Are we?
Always.
Maybe in. Can you guys like go ahead and sell it? Like, can you hit something so we can all like retire and make this a professional business for a living?
I'm working on it. Don't you worry.
Hey,
don't you worry.
I woke up my best friend this morning at 8:00 and I was like, hey man, I'm really tired of this selfish shit. Like, why have you not won the lottery yet? Like, I'm really annoyed with you.
Yeah, what a piece of shit.
I'm like, why are you so selfish, man? He's like, dude, Alabama doesn't have Alabama doesn't have the lottery. I was like, well then, why haven't you driven down to Florida yet and bought the tickets down there? Like, all I'm hearing is excuses. All right.
Wait, Alabama doesn't have lottery? That's news.
They don't.
How's that possible?
They don't have the lottery. I swear.
The lottery is, what do they call the lottery? Like, or scratch off. It's like, oh, never mind.
Okay, well the scratch offs aren't the same thing.
Mind.
You're gonna win enough to retire off a scratch off.
Maybe.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're.
You hit a $25,000 scratch off ticket, you could retire in Alabama.
In Alabama, probably.
You're retiring them Bammer territories.
Probably, dude.
Yeah.
Video games. Marvel Strike Force.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Overachievers Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Vash, joined as always by the one, the only, the Chef Crondo Sopranos Extreme himself, Chef Crondo.
Hey. That's Crondo Soprano to you, okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
Is that your?
That's so terrible.
That's a Crondo Soprano to you, eh?
Crondo Soprano.
Fantastic. I can't wait for my ears to bleed out and editing
That's
this all together. And then, as well as Ashy Pastrami, the one and only deli meat sensation.
Gabagool.
The deli pelly.
Sausage.
The deli. I totally forgot about the deli pelly. That's fantastic. Do me a favor, Crondo. You just turn your mic down just a tiny bit. Or just move it.
Sausage.
Anyway, hey, what's up, guys? It's been like 3 weeks. How's it going?
I've been very busy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same. I was away last week.
Yeah, you were away every weekend. Okay, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but you know I love to toot my own horn. I pretty much have plans every weekend for the rest of the summer.
Already?
So almost certainly. Yeah.
I guess I'm not inviting you to my house anytime soon.
Invite me to your house, but just do it during the weekday. I don't know.
So when are we going to do the in-person OG podcast meetup, huh?
We could do that at some point.
Oh, does it mean I gotta get a roadcaster? I gotta get a roadcaster.
Yeah, so I mean,
Roadcaster.
so this weekend, actually this weekend I don't have crazy plans. Well, I'm supposed to have plans. Our friends might have COVID, so we might not be hanging out with them. But next week I have a wedding. The weekend after that, we're going camping for the weekend. I'm very excited. The weekend after that, we're going to Ocean City, Maryland for the weekend. I'm very excited. Okay, so not every weekend. I'm sorry. Just May.
90%. So
just May. Like June, not as cool. I'm not as cool in June. May, I'm popping. You know. June, not so much. So yeah, sorry. But I did take. So the reason we didn't come yesterday, we all had different plans, or reasons why we couldn't. I took Mallory horseback riding yesterday, which was very fun, in the Bronx, New York, which is hilarious.
yeah.
There is horseback riding in the Bronx. We found this. There's this beautiful trail. Pelham Bay Park is
In the Bronx.
in the
Isn't
Bronx.
that part of the city?
You
got
guys
it in the
remember
city?
the Bronx is the most connected to like outside the city. So above the Bronx, north of the Bronx is upstate New York. The west of the Bronx is Jersey, and the east of the Bronx is Connecticut. So if you think about it, those are all touching grass, shit, woods, whatever. So we were in Pelham Bay Park, and it was an hour horse ride, like around this like pretty trail in this park up in the Bronx, and we're like horseback riding. There's like deer and shit, and I'm like, I just was laughing so hard because I'm in the Bronx, I'm riding a horse, I see deer, I'm in the Bronx, deer, and it was just it was so funny. But it was wonderful. Mallory, if you don't know, is like a horse girl by nature. She loves horses. From Denver.
I did not know that.
Oh, she's from Denver. She like grew up having horses. She loves riding horses. And I was like, oh, for a 5th anniversary, let me try to find somewhere we can go horseback riding. I figured I had to leave the city. Nope. Bronx, 20-minute drive. Horseback riding. Deer. Horse shit. Dude brought the horses in a cowboy hat.
Horse shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Manure, as they say.
No, I'm just saying like just horse shit in like
manure.
general. Like
There was so much
shit.
manure. It was like insane how much horses poop. Like as we're riding them, they're just pooping. I'm like, can you imagine if you just walked and pooped? Can you imagine that as you're walking down the street, you just pooping? You know what I mean?
we used to do it.
I think they do that in San Francisco somewhere, don't they?
Wait.
That's a whole another discussion.
Did you do our socials and everything? Did I miss that?
No,
or did
you started going off on horse poop. So
anyway, you can find us.
Apparently,
at
you
OG,
want to walk around and just
OG
do
podcast
dropping somewhere.
Wouldn't it be comfortable? No, it wouldn't be comfortable.
Wouldn't it
No.
be convenient
be
if we could just
It wouldn't be comfortable.
drop our stuff
What
everywhere?
about
no matter
astronauts?
what?
They're just poop. So anyway, OGpodcast.fm.
Video games.
Overachievers P. OG podcast.
Video games.
I've missed you guys. I've missed
Warhammer.
you guys.
It's been that's also a reason I haven't been around. I've been finishing my
Marvel.
my one army to look at the. I mean, look how just cool it is. Wait, he's gonna do it.
There's a lot going on there.
Come
You
on.
got a lot of different colors going on there. I see like
There we
purple,
go.
green, blue, gold.
No, green,
silver.
white. It's green, white, gold, and purple. That's the primary colors. These are my Harlequins. They're like space elves, and I did everything in a metallic color. Oh, you can do it? Maybe.
Look how far you've graduated from the first time you did it.
I know. I'm a
Where
lot
you had
better
paint
now.
all over the base of it and you were like embarrassed about it.
I'm a lot better now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would hope so with that incredibly official setup you've got going on behind you there.
I know. It's so much. It's too much, actually. It's too much Warhammer stuff. But
Warhammer and Pizza Artist.
I haven't played a video game. I can't tell you last time I played a video game.
I can
What's
tell
the
you last
what's
time
the
I played
point
a
of this
video game.
podcast then?
Well, we're the
I've just been
Overachievers
busy.
gaming podcast, right?
Hey, I've been
So, like,
overachieving in wargaming.
That's true. That is
There you
thing.
go.
There you go.
War
Tournament
gaming
on
is a
Saturday.
gaming. Yeah. Oh, okay. How'd it
I
go?
played a tournament on Saturday. I went 1-2. I lost my first 2 rounds and won my third. Didn't do as good as I thought I was gonna do, but you live and you learn.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes that's how it goes.
Trying
I
to
got
get time
whooped at
though.
every Magic tournament I ever went to. I got destroyed. So
I had a very fun time. I looked really good.
wait.
Look how-
What's
look
that
how
F
cute I
word you
am.
just used?
Huh? Look how cute
What's
I am.
that? What's that F word you just used? Fun. What is it?
Oh,
Fun?
very fun. I had a very fun.
Fun?
Time.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Very fun. I had a great time. I was everyone was screaming. A lot of drinks were had. It was a lot of shenanigans.
I love
Warhammer.
shenanigans.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing.
What, shenanigans?
No, shenanigans. Yeah, but Warhammer. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing. I love it. so much.
Shenanigans and Warhammer?
Warhammer shenanigans.
Oh, just specifically Warhammer shenanigans are your favorite.
Wait, what's that? Oh yeah, Super Troopers.
yeah.
If I hear
You
someone
said-
say shenanigans one more time, I'm gonna pistol whip you. Hey Farva,
Hey,
what's
Farva,
that? What's that place you like with the silly wallpaper and the mozzarella sticks? Oh, you mean shenanigans?
Oh.
All three of us know that. That's
Yes.
great. Yeah, that's,
God, that
such,
was so
that's such
funny.
like a classic scene in movies.
Classic.
Like, yeah,
That movie.
it's-
You know what sucks? I haven't even watched the sequel to it.
Don't.
It
I don't.
can't
I
be
don't want
good.
to.
Don't.
I don't
It
want
can't
to.
be good.
I don't
It
want
can't
to.
be.
It's it, dude. I didn't
It
even
can't be.
watch. I didn't even watch the Matrix. The
No,
newest
I haven't
Matrix
either.
one.
The new
It's
Matrix
just-
is okay.
I'm
Look,
sure it's okay.
I know it's
but, like,
okay,
not
but like
even-
it's the point that like
Yeah.
in my head as a human being, I have wrapped up certain stories and I don't want them to be brought out of the closet. Like,
that's that. You know what? Wow, Josh, that was like a very good point. Like something I've never even thought of. Like I don't mind sequels, but like you're right. Sometimes you don't need those sequels because you've already thought about what that could be.
now
in your own
I'm gonna
head.
give you a prime example of when you do want it is the end of Mandalorian.
Sure.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Where you're
But-
like,
but I
wait a
was-
minute, that's cool. Like that's picking off some stuff I wish I could have seen when I was a
Sure.
kid.
But like Anchorman 2. Never even saw it.
Don't
Don't need to
yeah,
see it.
Yeah.
Don't need to see it. You know, a lot of these films. Yeah.
Like when Entourage did a second season, or they came back out of nowhere.
Entourage came
it's like
back? I didn't even know that.
they did like a
Arrested
a
Development?
movie or
Arrested
something like
Development,
that.
perfect
It was
example.
yeah. It's just
The
there's
last
certain
season of Arrested
shows.
Development is garbage.
That's like what Seinfeld will never do. Like they always
could
say
they?
that like that's
It's
what I'm
too
saying. But like
late.
people,
it's like
but-
too late now. It
I
has to
know.
be.
but I mean, but even still, if they did it, like it would be terrible, right? Like it
What's
wouldn't
the
have
deal
that
with
same.
sequels?
Yeah,
It's my Jerry Seinfeld.
Like, could you see George Costanza freaking out about Twitter or something like that? Like, it
Right,
just,
right.
it's just not. It just wouldn't work, you know.
Oh,
Like,
that
like
man.
people would look at it and be like, it's kind of lost its charm, you know.
So have you guys been playing video games, or is it just me?
Yeah. Oh, I've been playing the crap.
Oh
out of
yeah,
video
Charlie, you got your
games.
Steam Deck. Oh my god, it looks so cool.
I was literally about to pick it up and start playing it because you guys are going off about tangents. I was just like, I'm not
We're
going
going
to do
off
video
about tangents, or we're going off on a tangent.
Yes,
That's
both.
two different things.
tangents. I'm going off about tangents. Yes, exactly.
How is it? Is it cool? It
I-
looks cool.
It looks cool. Here, I'll cue it up real quick. But I mean, it boots. It's nice. I modded it a little bit today. I didn't realize.
That's a great question. What is the mod scenario like? I saw someone put a bunch of emulators for like every Nintendo, obviously, on it.
Yeah, so you can actually plug this in, and this is just a Linux desktop gaming system. Like I can
Sure.
press in. Right now, I have like my PS remote. I have Xbox Games Pass that I can play remotely, so I can play all my Xbox Games Pass games. All my
Wait, how do you do that?
you can plug this in. Like you press and hold the power button here, and you can put it into. And it's gonna be hard to see. Let's see if it wants to do it. You can put it into desktop mode, which is down here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
switch to desktop.
So switch to desktop, and that will essentially let you turn this into a computer because it's just a Linux computer. And then you can run a whole bunch of stuff in commands, and you can side load things and
Dude, get
run
outta
exe
here.
stuff. Yeah,
so you
it's
mean to tell
awesome.
me that's a $650 emulator is basically what you're telling me.
Yeah, essentially, you can do whatever you want on it, and it's fantastic because then you can add non-Steam games to it and run certain stuff. At first I was like, oh, it's just like a Switch and whatever, and then I was just looking at
No,
this.
it's better than the Switch.
Well, I
Oh, it's
didn't
way
I
better
didn't
than the Switch,
realize,
yeah.
but I was like, at
Yeah.
first I was like, oh, this is like whatever. It's like it's
The specs on
cool.
the Switch actually aren't good, if I'm
No,
not
they're not.
mistaken.
But like I have Valheim plugged into this. I can play Valheim on here. I have
How do they run?
Hades.
Like, that's the thing that I've been most curious about is how the games run
Very
on
good
there.
question.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I'd say it's like Valheim's running at like 45 frames. So
Okay, so like I assume that first person shooters will be compromised because people like to play
They
those
have
games
to.
with ridiculous frame rates. So like,
Yeah,
there's no way they're going to be able to.
Well,
But what about?
I have Apex Legends sitting here. I haven't tried it yet, but I really wanted to. I have it
I would be
downloaded.
interested to hear how it is. I also am interested to hear how it plays things like WoW and Final Fantasy 14.
Well, yeah. So I don't know if you can play WoW directly on this. You'd have to play it in desktop
you can
mode.
play WoW. You can. I saw people on the WoW Reddit that were sharing pictures, but they were playing modern WoW. They weren't playing WoW Classic.
But I have Blizzard. I have my Battle.net plugged in already, so
yeah,
I do have my WoW account, so I can try it. Let you know.
Yeah.
I would be interested because
Give me a login. Let's go.
I mean, if I buy, I mean, how it runs on there will heavily dictate or influence whether or not I purchase one because I, am going to be playing WoW for another year or two at least. So, I wouldn't mind it if it's any good, but it'd be fun to be able to play from the couch,
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah, well, in theory, you could always plug this into, a TV and just do a stream from your computer if you really wanted to, which is like another part of the reason why I get it. So,
yeah,
but I don't know, it looks
nice.
looks interesting. I got it. I had Lost Ark installed, but it wouldn't run. Even though it says it's kind of not compatible with it, I was like, I'm just gonna install it anyway, see what happens. It just straight up just won't install.
It's not compatible. Let me try it.
But it's great. Like I was just like playing around with it. And I was like, yeah, I finally gave Vampire Survivor a try, Dom, since you talked about it before.
So
I was like,
fun.
I played it in bed. And I was just like, oh, this is fun. And then I ended up playing it till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Dude,
Oh, is that the $3 game that you said?
It's great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's all right. I mean, I never really needed like a handheld gaming device, but then I got this and I was like, this is.
Now I'm curious.
awesome.
Do you think you got? I know you got there's 3 different ones or 3 different tiers you can buy.
I had the
I know you
512
bought
one.
the biggest one.
Yeah.
Does that have more memory, or I can't remember what the difference in
You
the
have
three were.
you can add like in the bottom here. There's an SSD or not
It's actually
SSD.
really
It's
thin.
it's a
I thought
micro
it'd be
SD.
thicker than that.
What's it? What I mean, the actual device itself? Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah, it's like freaking paper thin.
Yeah, I would say it's about the size. It's a little bit thicker than my iPhone. So
That's
with
crazy.
the case on it. So
Absolutely crazy.
it's like here's my iPhone on the bottom. So maybe it's like 2 iPhones together. So but
I thought it was gonna be way bigger than that. Like I thought, because to be able to put that much processing power in it, I figured it was gonna be a little bulky. But
yeah. I
it's
mean,
not.
the fans kick up quite often, but I mean, it looks.
Does it sound like it's gonna take off like the PS4?
It does not sound like it's going to take off like the PS4, but it does. I mean, it definitely spins up quite a bit. But I got it. I wanted to get my PlayStation remote set up so that way we can watch like Amanda's shows and whatever, and I can still hang out and still play Diablo because that's what I'm playing right now. It's Diablo 2. So, but yeah, it's great. I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much. I got it because I was like, yeah, whatever. If I don't like it, I could just resell it or whatever. But it's. I
think I might have to pick that up when they offer it to me.
Yeah, the whole desktop
though.
mode. The whole desktop mode changed it for me. I was just like, I can't believe that this
that's
is
cool.
running like a version of Linux that's on there, and you could just have it as computer. Like, I saw a few people on the Steam Deck subreddit of people like using this for work. Like they have it plugged in for work. It's like literally sitting at their desk at work, and they're using that for like all their web conferencing and everything like that. And they're like, okay, cool. Now they go into gaming mode. They just take it home and they play it. I was like, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Give me Excel spreadsheets all day long on a Steam
That's
Deck.
definitely broadening the usage of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, but
That's funny.
I'll probably get like a 1 terabyte micro SD for this guy. I just put it in there because 1 terabytes are like $80.
Yeah.
Like super cheap.
You're not gonna fill that up anytime soon.
No, I mean I got plenty, but like I don't really have a huge Steam library, so
I don't either. I have 4 games on Steam.
yeah. But I really want to give Witcher 2 a try because Witcher 3
Witcher
is worth.
2.
Yeah, I have Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. What's going on with my camera? It's weird.
I never played a single Witcher game.
I haven't
we
either,
should.
dude.
So good.
I love the
Witcher
Witcher
is great.
series, but
Yeah, I know for a fact they're good. I just haven't.
But yeah,
I
so
want to know what's going to be the game that gets Ashy back into gaming.
I'm just like, well, I think I'm tired. I think it's a
Warhammer
mix of-
games can't even get actually back into Warhammer.
if there was a Warhammer 40K one, it would. I just don't care enough about Age of Sigmar, which is like their fantasy version, to do that. To do like the also like I just suck at Civ style games.
Yeah.
I'm not good at them. There's a first person shooter coming out, Underhive or Necromute, whatever, or maybe it already did come out actually. I just haven't checked into it. That looked pretty good. And then there was like hints of a there's the new, not the hints, but there was the teaser for the new Space Marine game, Space Marine 2. The first one is hilarious. Like it's dated, but like, at the time it was awesome. But they're coming out with the second one. But yeah, it's like if I have free time right now, which is like on the minimal. I haven't even been to jiu-jitsu in weeks. So it's been so busy. I'm either just relaxing with Mallory or like painting and building Warhammer stuff because I have so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
I'll like if I'm bored, I'll do like Warcraft 3 Reforged and make a custom game and do 8v8 computer. Because if I'm you know what I mean, if I just had if I'm just like because that's just like stupid. Or I'll do Vampire Survivors.
I really like Vampire Survivors. I'm
it's
glad
really
you
fun.
told us about it. And I was just like, I purchased it but never played it. I was like, whatever. And then it's just
fun.
perfect on the Steam Deck.
It's silly. I played Phasmophobia a couple weeks ago for the first time in a while. And that was great just because they have updated the shit out of that game. And it's like, God, it's so hard now. When that game first came out, I was like solo doing professional, like I had like 14 Gs. Now I just die all the time. It's so hard. It's so.
That's good though, right? Kind of. I mean,
Huh?
That's kind of good though, right?
Oh,
that they made it-
it's great. It's a very good game, but you can't play it alone. I mean, I'm sure people do, but like I think it's too difficult. And then now there's a nightmare mode, and don't even bother. You know what I mean? Like
don't even bother playing it by yourself, or I mean,
just in
it's
general, it's too hard. Nightmare
really? Like,
mode is
even with a group of people.
too hard. Professional's hard enough as it is. That ghost comes out in like 3 seconds, hunting you. And now it used to be if the ghost was hunting, the entire building flashes and like it's like all spooky. But now those effects only happen when it gets close to you. So you could be walking around, not know it's hunting and coming after you until it's literally right up on you, and you're like, oh fuck, well, I'm dead. So it's hard. I mean, these are all good changes because the game was too easy. Yeah, nightmare mode equals squad wait for shits and giggles. Exactly. You're gonna die like very, very fast and easy. But a lot of the changes they made were really good. I want to play more of it. It's just like the people I was playing it with aren't playing it. So it's like.
Do you find that it's just like, okay, this is the dilemma I've been in, is that this is probably the opposite from you. I have so many games I want to play right now, but I find that I am so consumed with my work, and it's like week after week I get more and more and more work, and I'm spending less time in the evenings playing, which is usually when I game, and then the weekends I
like relaxing and stuff.
too, but it's just I find that lately I've been having to make decisions on what I want to play as opposed to I would go into it knowing exactly what I want to play. Do you guys find yourself in that same? Well, I should say, Charlie, do you find yourself in that same situation?
Yeah, I mean, I the past week for me has just been just ridiculous. I brought my controller with
you definitely.
I was at Las Vegas for an
Yeah.
AV. It's just like I just didn't. I barely had time to sleep, let alone do anything else.
Yeah.
And I still only got like 5 hours of sleep, so there's that. But yeah, it depends because like I'm done with work depending on when I'm done, and now I'm like Amanda and I want to watch a movie or watch a show that we're currently watching. We Crashed right now, which is fantastic, and since that by the time that's done, where it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I was like, okay, do I want to game for an hour? What am I going to play? And I really don't have anything on my list of things to play right now. I really want to play Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but I'm kind of waiting for. Yeah, Stan was saying it was really good, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of just like want to back off playing or buying all the new stuff until like something new like really comes out and catches my eye, or there's a big sale. And I was like, all right, I'll pick it up for 40% off or whatever. But I've just been consumed with Diablo 2 Resurrected. I've just finished. I just beat Hell on Nightmare. I just beat Hell on my Necro, my hardcore Necro, and he's level 84 at the moment.
Wow.
So
oh shit!
I'm going for that platinum trophy.
He's almost there, man.
Awesome. No, I mean level 98 to 99 is as long as it takes to go from 1 to 98. So
I know, but I mean you're past the like scary territory, and now you're just into farming territory.
Almost high enough to get to the level 85 areas. Like, oh yeah, what's what
they've
level
added a lot too.
I don't know what new.
Not?
Yeah, they just had a new patch that came out. That's great. I've been playing ladder. Like Stan and I played ladder this weekend. That was awesome. Made him sorceress, and then I just breezed through normal. I'm in nightmare now. I'm that character, level 35 sorceress, and it's fun. I probably easily have put 10,000 hours into that game, like all throughout the 25 years it's been around, and I'm still finding myself coming back and playing it. I don't know why I enjoy it so much, but I really do.
It's the same reason why do I enjoy playing WoW so much?
Yeah.
Addicted.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I
It's
can
just- It's just a game that you like playing, man. It's
Yeah.
everybody's got their game like that. I'm sure Ashley has it too. It's just Ashley's in like in what's that? Where you're like in limbo. You're like in like the purgatory. That's what it is. But you're not really in hell. You're in video game purgatory.
Oh, that's a funny way to put it. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really
You're dead
plan
inside.
on playing.
Your gamer soul is dead inside, and you're waiting right now for some series to come along and just resurrect that shit.
I didn't really plan on doing Diablo Immortal, to be honest. But like, I don't know, and it's gonna be on PC. Like maybe I will. I guess
I'll play the
like-
shit out of that.
Oh, I'm gonna play the shit out of it too.
I'm a Steam Deck that shit.
Oh well, I might not be far behind you there, buddy. Are we jumping to talk about Diablo Immortal?
Yeah, let's get into it. I kind of brought it up. Go for
Yeah.
it.
That,
Well, I
that,
mean-
that news the other day was pretty tight. Like the fact that it's going to be on PC. Like, I feel like there's probably people that are upset about it, or
Oh,
like,
there's
I feel like
definitely people that are upset about it.
because remember at the at fucking BlizzCon when they announced it, they're like, oh, is this an out of season April Fool's? Will it be on PC? Everyone just wanted Diablo 4, which like it's
Yeah.
we get it, like understandable. But I mean, like, yeah, I'm definitely a little more inclined to play it if it's on, because I'm sure someone said it in the chat, like they're like people are gonna just emulate this, or they're gonna like
Yeah.
like
I'm
phone
pretty
emulate
sure
it.
that the majority of their beta testing was done on BlueStacks. There's no way that the
Probably.
majority of their beta testing was done on an actual cell phone, and I guarantee you they saw that and was like, and they were like,
Yeah.
we
Well,
should
this
probably
just
try
reminds me of
this
like
on
what
PC."
Genshin Impact did, right? So they came out on phones, and then it also has PC app, and then it also has a console app too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Oh, I
that's
didn't even know that.
that's fantastic, and it's
I bet you
crossplay.
they're already working on the console.
Yeah, and I hope that this is something that is you have one login, you log in with your Battle.net account, and then you can log in and play across all the things. And I'll play it on my phone, and then I'll stream it on PC or whatever it is. I might get back into streaming for that game, and it's great. I'm very much looking forward to it.
I have friends of mine that I haven't played games with in years that were like reaching out to me and being like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna be on Diablo Immortal." So I think that's like the one good thing about it is that I feel like a lot of people are conflicted with D2R or Resurrected. Like people are like, I've already played that before. I don't really
Yeah.
want that. And then there were people like myself and Charlie that were like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna play this. And then a lot of people were, I'm waiting for 4 or Immortal, and it's gonna be another year before we see 4 at least. So
Oh, at least.
Oh yeah,
At
minimum,
100%.
yeah.
That's a
yeah.
That's a good question, Stan. Let me find out. I'll see if you can, because you can stream from Steam. You can do Steam stream, but I don't know if you can stream directly from the deck. I'm sure you can.
God, I don't even want to know how many hours of WoW I've played. That would actually be
It'll,
disturbing.
it'll
I
tell you
think-
in your Battle.net account.
No, I don't want to know. I never want to know. It'll almost make me like want to get DGen tattooed on my forehead.
What's DGen?
Degenerate.
Oh,
Sorry. I've been playing too much WoW. It's these people I play with, they jokingly I'll tell you a funny story. So these guys have like started gambling in the middle of raids because we have been obliterating the raids so easily that they're like trying to make things interesting again. So these guys literally roll off like 5,000 golds at a time, or 5,000 gold at a time, which is about like $50 worth of gold. And
Wow.
I am like actually shocked. The other night somebody did a 100,000 gold roll and rolled it off, and I was like,
What does that mean? Rolled it off.
you have to bid in. So you press 1 and then you roll 1 through 100,000, and whoever rolls the highest or whoever rolls the lowest has to pay the highest person. The person that rolls the highest. They were literally
Jeez.
playing dice games in the middle of the raid because we're so bored because we smashed the content. So actually, I'll tell you a funny story about Blizzard. So Blizzard's releasing Sunwell Plateau, which is the final chapter of Burning Crusade, and they're doing it about 6 months ahead of schedule because they are actively trying to push out Wrath of the Lich King Classic so that they can span it out 1 year from the Dragon Flight or Dragon Blight, whatever the name of the new
Oh yeah, that
expansion
new
is for
one.
WoW.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like hardcore pushing stuff out right now to try to like drum up sales and hype and whatnot for the new World of Warcraft expansion. I think it looks okay. I've been really into it because
His cinematic looks cool.
the static looks badass.
But like that's if there's ever been one thing they're good at, it's great cinematics. You know?
They've always been really good at cinematics.
Yeah.
It's like one thing that you're right. That is one thing that Blizzard has always been excellent with. I mean,
without a doubt.
spanning back to StarCraft, the OG StarCraft, it was one of the only games that had cinematics at that point in time. So you're 100% on point with that. I'm interested in it. It definitely has a more interest surrounding it than Shadowlands, but people have that like what's that mindset where you've been burned too many times, you know? like an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend that's just burned you too many times.
Yeah. I don't know, but there I can get the Old Republic playing on this thing.
Oh really?
I might bring that back up.
Charlie's
pretty
just over
funny.
there like a kid in a candy store. with
Dude,
that thing.
I was like,
What are the two flat pads in front of the thumbsticks?
that's just for like you can control the mouse that way. If you want, you can set it up however you want.
Super
So it's just
cool.
like it's like the Steam controller had that as well, a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
But it's
So what have
pretty-
you been playing other than D2, Charlie?
I've just been playing. Honestly, just been D2.
How did you platinum some games recently?
We already talked about that?
No.
No.
You never talked about platinuming Final Fantasy Stranger Paradise.
Oh, that's right. We did not
Yeah.
talk about that. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about Elden Ring. I totally forgot about that game.
No.
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 But yeah, so,
I didn't bring that up so you could gloat in my face again about how you platinumed it before me and I had to pay you, okay?
yeah.
Thank you. Everybody already knows.
Yeah. So I finished. I think it was a week to the day that I platinum Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy Stranger's Paradise. That was actually a really fun game. I was not expecting. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone because if you haven't played that game and you're a Final Fantasy fan, I highly recommend it. The twist in that game is phenomenal. I was not expecting it.
It's funny because you're saying the same. That was my review. Like my review was like, I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but the end of the story is fire. Like it's.
Yeah,
it's just funny that you came to that conclusion. That's all. Like it basically really sums it up very well.
Yeah, and it wasn't that hard to do the cleanup run for the platinum stuff. And actually, there's a glitch with the chaos run. Of the chaos.
I knew there was going to be some angle you played to get the chaos stuff done.
Yeah, so you don't have to beat. You don't have
drop
to
it on me.
You don't have to beat the whole game in chaos mode. You only have to
What do you
beat.
have to do?
You only have to beat a mission in chaos mode. And so there's a mission.
A mission.
A mission in chaos mode. So there's a mission where I forget which one it is. It's like all you have to do is find a trident, and it's a side mission. You have to find a trident in a treasure chest, and you can bypass all the enemies, and that's how you get it. So you get it in like 5 minutes.
Do you see the disappointment on my face?
But that's how you do it.
Playing chess while we were playing
But-
checkers.
I'm over here thinking. My homie and I were like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna map. We were like mapping out the whole like, how do we get through chaos mode? All right, so we're gonna go here. Then we're.
I'll
gonna
still
farm
play it
there,
with you if you
we're gonna
want.
Farm this.
I'm
we're
level
gonna farm
300 at this
platinum
point.
level.
Gear level 300.
What? Oh man. We were playing it this weekend actually. It was funny. We were
Should've
playing
texted
through.
me.
Well, we were playing through, and we were legitimately playing through. We weren't,
Glitching through like some
glitching
people.
through like some people. No, I'm
I
just
didn't
kidding.
glitch through. It's part of the
sounds like you
gameplay,
glitched.
my
No,
friend.
no,
I'll
it's
just
okay.
do
It's
it.
okay.
I
You
don't think you
admitted it.
glitched.
You admitted it. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Sounds like you glitched.
I'm over here. I'm angry now. I'm kidding. I'm not really angry. That's all you. I thought there was one other game you platinumed.
No, that was the one that's I'm working.
Oh, it was D's. D's nuts.
Almost got it.
Yeah, it was close.
That was
It was
close.
close
Close
but no
enough.
cigar.
Close enough.
I caught you halfway through this time. I think you
Gee.
got me like once before.
It's the tale as old as time. Speaking of glitching but not really glitching, there was this one speedrunner on like a stream event one time, and he was like stream running through. Remember what was that game where you were like in a futuristic city and you could do like parkour, like you ran along the walls? It was like a bit. People loved it. It had such a
Portal?
cult classic, huh?
Portal?
No.
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge. Yes, you're like the woman, and like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like run along the walls and shit,
First
right?
person, yeah.
Yes. So he was doing a speed run of Mirror's Edge, and it was a no glitch speed run. And he's like, okay, so then you just have to go through this area of the wall, and like you kind of fall through it, but that's like no big deal. And they're like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, you fall through, that's no big deal. They're like, I thought this was like a no glitch. He's like, no, it's not a glitch. They're like, but you fell through the wall, like that's part of the game that was not supposed to be. He's like, yeah, but it's really fun. And it's like tried playing it all like that and kept doing that in this live stream for a charity stream about like a no glitch speedrun. And it just like trying to play, it was just the funniest, most absurd shit I've ever seen. Like how are you just gonna do this? And at one point he accidentally says glitch. It's like and so you go glitch. I mean, yeah. And it's like, dude, come on, man.
It's like you ousted yourself, homie.
Oh, streamers.
Ousted yourselves. Well, over here in Chef Crondo land, we have been
World of Warcraft?
playing lots of World of Warcraft. We've also been playing a mobile game called Guardians of Claudia. It's basically killing the time until June 2nd.
Which is only a month away.
It's
Very
only
soon.
a month away, yeah. It's actually a month from today.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be rolling on that.
What day of the week is June 2nd?
You know what it's Thursday. You know what just came out
I'm
I
totally gonna request off.
kind of want to try out, but I don't at the same time, is Overwatch 2.
Oh, I've heard that it's not.
I've heard
Is
it's
it
very
out or
bad.
is it just in beta right
Oh,
now?
it's out.
beta's
No,
out.
it's out.
IGN gave it hot garbage review, which they actually don't usually do. Like they're usually like chill enough on most things.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
trying to figure out why it's so bad. Like, what did they do to the game that made it so bad?
What could they have done differently?
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
like,
like
how
a
did
PvE element apparently, which is like okay, cool, I guess, but like that couldn't have just been expansion or something. Like
or a separate part of the game?
yeah,
Or an
it's definitely
overhaul.
not- yeah, yeah, I don't know.
I went to GameStop the other day to buy Lego Star Wars, and
Oh, that's the
they
game
were
I wanna
sold
play.
out. Yeah, they were sold out.
Sold
so I
out.
wasn't
Wow,
able
Lego
to
Star
get it.
Wars is killing it.
So I'm noticing that if you want a physical copy of games, you really need to pre-order them, because game stores are really making limited numbers of games and not. They're really pushing digital, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
guess
they
so.
they get what they get, and that's it. They're not going to get like regular shipments of games like they used to. And
Yeah.
I tried to get that Triangle Strategy, and one other game I can't remember off the top of my head, but I went in and tried to buy
Triangle
stuff,
Strategy,
and they
what's
were
that?
like, it's like a strategy turn. What do they call them? It's like Final Fantasy Tactics, but on the Switch.
Like a tactics game. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it's really good. Apparently, it's got really good reviews. Stan played it. He really liked it. But it's kind of like the graphics remind me a lot of Octopath Traveler. Like they have this kind of 2D-ish sprite look and feel. But it's definitely gameplay very similar to Tactics, which for me was like one of my childhood favorites. So it was just a game like I wanted to try it out, but I can't find a copy of it, which is really surprising. But I refuse to do digital downloads, so that's my own
Oh, interesting.
own fault. I
What's the
guess. I
reason
don't
for
know.
that?
What that I don't like
do
digital.
downloads. Just rather prefer to have a hard copy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like it's just like the thing for me. It's kind of like
Sure.
some people used to like going to the movie store to rent movies and not Netflix, you know? I don't know. It's kind of the same thing. Like I just grew up. That was like one of my favorite things growing up as a kid, as my parents take me to the store to like buy a game and
Sure.
have it in my hands and drive home. So I guess, at the age of 37, I still find that to be something that makes me very happy inside.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nah. Like I go to the game store sometimes just to buy things, and it bums me out that GameStop is so shit. Like they don't, like this store, my store in particular, they don't stock it with things, and like I have money to spend, and it's like never has
Yeah.
anything cool
Yeah.
inside of it. But I remember growing up, GameStop always had the coolest shit in it when I was a kid.
I mean, it's the same thing, man. They're moving, hard digital. I remember hearing that they're trying to move their storefronts to be more of a tech store than just a game store. So like my GameStop down the street from me has like computer parts and shit now.
Yep. They were selling
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they're selling like a bunch of Corsair equipment, Corsair and like Logitech, and what's the other
Yeah.
one? Like HyperX, and I think there's another game company. Anyways, I just wish there were more game stores around me. I'm pretty pumped though. Like the Harry Potter game, I honestly, like I rewatched the trailer for
It
it
was
again,
pretty
like
good.
the Let's Play. I gotta be honest, like it gave me like Oblivion vibes. Not Oblivion, Skyrim vibes of like being in like the snowy mountains and going out and questing and or like, you know, messing around in these like old gothic style buildings, and it's not gonna, I know it's not gonna be one of those games where um I don't think they're going to be okay with putting out a crappy game or a mediocre game. Like it has to be good. Harry Potter has had so many mediocre games, and this gave it such a huge review by comparison to the others. I don't know, man. It just looks so
It
cool.
looks pretty. It does look pretty good. Yeah, I'll probably play it.
Is that going to be the one, Ashy?
No, I mean I don't know when that game comes out, but there are a few games I'm definitely excited for. I mean, there's a new in May. There is actually funny enough Warhammer game. There's Warhammer 40K Chaos Gate, which is a tactical is a turn-based tactical game. In the Warhammer universe, you play
Okay.
the Grey Knights, which are like a secret order of Space Marines that are specifically made to hunt demons. And you're like fighting like Nurgle demons, which are these like big flesh rotten demons. Um, so it's like a turn-based tactical game, and I'm gonna play the shit out of that probably. Um, I mean, I'll play Diablo Immortal, and then, I mean, like there's no like big games coming out for a while, so like none of those are like something that's gonna be like it. But I'm definitely gonna play Chaos Gate, and then I'll do Diablo Immortal.
Feels like there's definitely a stall in the release of games. They were just like
Yeah, last year was just an influx.
February,
Yeah.
March,
Seriously.
April. Ugh. And now it's just kind of like, all right, we're gonna give you some breathing room for the next 3 months, so y'all can enjoy your summer and then shut in for the rest of the winter.
I'm sure it's like a mix of that, like all these supposed supply chain things we hear about. Like, I'm sure there's just like a stupid plethora of things. Why? And I think some studios are seeing the failings of other studios in terms of rushing to get games out, and they're like, okay, well, we don't want to do that. I'm hoping that's the case with like God of War 5, with Breath of the Wild 2. With I mean, obviously, like, Nintendo is never afraid to delay games if they don't think it's right, which
Yeah.
is one of the
Metroid.
things I love about them.
Prime example.
Was that?
Metroid, prime example.
Yeah, exactly.
How many times
Uh,
have they scrapped Metroid? Like
They,
the
well,
newest project?
it got 2 setbacks and they scrapped it completely once, and then it's for a restart. But yeah, like I would like to think there's a lot of people out there right now being like, okay, we can't do a Cyberpunk, we can't do a Battlefield, we can't do this, that, and the, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm very much hoping that
That sounds
there
good.
is-
I think that's like the biggest thing that turns us off from buying a game, right? That's why Charlie just said it a second ago. He's like, I think I'm gonna like hold off on buying games.
Oh, I'll never pre-order a game again.
You know?
I'll tell you that right now.
Now, why is that?
Because what's the fucking point? Like,
Well,
giving
If you
them
want
the
a
money
physical copy of
beforehand?
it, you're never gonna get it if you don't pre-order it.
Huh?
That's the point. Well, I was just joking. I was saying if you don't pre-order it, you're probably never gonna be able to get a physical copy unless you go on like.
But I
eBay
don't
or
get a
something like
physical.
that.
For me, that's like a non-issue. Like, so
Sure.
for me, like, okay, like that's fine. But like giving them money before the game comes out, and then rushing to get the game out has been time and time again problematic for the game. And the best vote you have as a consumer is the vote of your dollar. So if less people pre-order a game, hopefully that like they'll get the message of we have to put out a good game.
Yeah.
But like also like what are the actual benefits of pre-ordering a game? You get like maybe some in-game skins, maybe you get like a title, maybe you get it like a day or so early. Those are things I don't need,
Yeah, after the Battlefield fiasco, I'm never pre-ordering another game.
There's been too many burns recently,
I'm being very selective in my pre-ordering. I pre-order. So like, let me give you a
Well,
prime
that's
example.
that's yeah. With that caveat, I will say I probably will pre-order the next Assassin's Creed because I love
Sure.
Assassin's
Okay.
Creed.
So
Of
if-
course, there's
if-
always exceptions.
right. So like the only caveat to me, I'm right there with you. Like I used to go and just pre-order like whatever, like oh yeah, it's coming out, sure, go ahead. But now it's like I did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not making, they're only going to make so many of those. So
But did
if
you
I
also
want to,
see the bullshit with that game though? With their see, I think actually it's the perfect example.
no, I don't know. Tell me.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
know
dude!
anything about this.
There's packages for what you get as the game, and like if you just get the base game, no pre-order, you don't even get the full game. Hilarious.
Wait a minute, what?
You pre-order some pro version, you get like 70. It's like there was like I didn't someone post it in the Discord. Wait, hold up, because it's like a lot of
Well,
well, so pretty much you're not getting the full game unless you get some kind of like pre-pro order thing. And it's like a lot of people were pissed about it. Like there was like a chart for it that came out. I could have swore someone put it.
I don't know about that. I was in GameStop and I was ordering. I was waiting on my food to get made and next door, and the guy, I was like, what's coming out? And he listed that one, and another one he listed was Advanced Wars 1 and 2. They're doing like a special edition for the Switch, which are two of my favorite games from that era. So I did that one too. But this is like an example. I'm not gonna go out and just pre-order like if they do a God of War special edition or a limited edition or like a steel bookcase or something like that. I'm probably going to pre-order that because you're not going to be able to just walk in the store and buy that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I will say, I'm not having platinum, but another game that I've been playing is Slay the Spire. It's one of the free games that's still out right now. So if you're watching live right now, you still have until midnight Eastern. So you have 6 more hours if you're watching live right now to get your free PS Plus games. And that Slay the Spire was one of the free PS Plus games. And I liked it so much. It was one of those things where like, oh, I want to try this out. It's free. I'll give it a go. It's like, oh, I'll play it once or twice. And then I ended up playing it for like 6 hours.
What's it like? Isn't it supposed to be like a 2D version of a Dark Souls game or something like that?
Yeah, it's like card-based combat. Dom, you might actually like it quite a bit.
What is it?
It's called Slay the Spire. It's on iOS as well. It's very much like it's hard to describe. It's like a card-based combat that you can sort of like attack and defend with. So you have an encounter. It could be one enemy, it could be multiple enemies. There's boss fights. You have to essentially block attacks from the enemies are gonna like attack you, and like they attack for like 9 damage, and you essentially have to block up to like however much, you have to block 9 damage, or you have to strategically take damage. You better do offensive attacks, poison. There's like manipulations. It's really fun, and I really like the combat aspect of it. It's on sale right now on Steam because I was just looking it up. I was just looking on Steam what's available for the Steam Deck. It's like
you're in love with Steam right now, aren't you?
That's great.
It's like I gotta say I have never really understood the love for Steam all these years. Like I've always just thought it's another client that you download games from. I don't understand what's so cool about like there's a whole culture of people that are just like really into Steam. This actually makes it seem like
I mean,
it's worth
there's
every penny now.
every year they have the
and you
Steam
can silo
sale.
stuff. Yeah, Steam
which-
sale's great.
There's a million games very discounted. Their client is really good. They've made hit classics like Half-Life, Portal, and not Steam, but Valve and Steam are under the same company.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Counter-Strike is Valve,
God.
right?
Yeah.
Team Fortress, definitely. So I mean, there's a lot of things that are in that whole sphere of Valve and Steam that people have been in love with. I mean, Counter-Strike alone, I'm almost positive Counter-Strike is Valve.
That's just it's crazy to me
Valve.
that they took I remember getting Half-Life and like just being in love with it, and then somebody showing me what Counter-Strike was, and I just it might blew my mind that they took that and made Counter-Strike out of it, and then look at what
100%.
Counter-Strike is today, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy to see how far it's come since we were kids.
100%.
League of Legends is kind of in this.
Wait, is Dota League? One of them is Valve, isn't it?
It's definitely not League because League is Riot, but
right.
Dota is actually it's not Blizzard actually. I don't know who does Dota, to be honest with you.
Isn't Dota its own thing?
It could be, yeah.
No, Dota is Valve. I thought so.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go. Wait, how did Dota go from Blizzard to?
Because
Blizzard?
Dota wasn't Blizzard. Dota was a custom game made by someone in the Blizzard custom game arcade.
Oh, that's right.
And then a Valve like paid the person who made that to come through and make the game. So it was a custom game in the arcade. Yeah, Warcraft 3 custom. Yep, there's a custom game in the Warcraft 3 arcade. Yep.
Crazy, dude. That's so crazy. I love it. I actually love that's the case because I remember playing so many of those custom games back in the day, and it's a beautiful thing to see that s- something so big came out of it. I don't know.
Huge. Huge.
Huge.
International.
Some would say huge. Yeah, I
Huge.
mean, it's funny. There was in the StarCraft arcade, there was Storm or Aeon of Storms, which was the StarCraft version, like the StarCraft Dota, and there was no Warcraft or like any other Blizzard characters, just all StarCraft. But it was like a fairly pop. It was like one of the most popular StarCraft arcade games. And then they came out with Heroes of the Storm, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, you just ripped this off," blah blah blah. But it's like Blizzard can do whatever they want. There's a custom arcade within our game in like the StarCraft arcade. I mean, like also they didn't really rip it off, but even so, it was like that was like not the similar thing because Dota was massive. Like Aeon of Storms was not massive. You know what I mean? Like Dota was big enough that it became its own fucking standalone game. You know?
Okay, I got a question for you boys. If Blizzard could take the new Blizzard minus the
Microsoft
shitbag
Blizzard?
people. Yeah, sure. The one that doesn't include the shitbag people that did terrible things to their employees there. If they were to make a new game with either the Warcraft, StarCraft, or Diablo franchises, what would you have them make? And what kind of game would it be? Just anything, like any whether it's an MMO.
I would love a
shooter.
Diablo MMO.
I think a multiverse MMO would be really cool.
They kind of like crosses
Okay.
everything. Ooh.
Kind of think of like a Stephen King like Dark Tower style deal.
I love that idea.
I mean, how cool would that
you
be?
mix what Diablo,
Warcraft and
Warcraft.
StarCraft.
I mean,
Maybe
why
even
not?
Overwatch.
I mean, why not? Right?
And
like,
then in the sub levels is Diablo.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that.
Yeah, Lost
like,
Vikings,
like
exactly.
on the surface of Earth is where you also had the Lost Vikings. We forgot about them. I couldn't. How did we forget about that?
They're in Heroes of the Storm, which is. I mean, wait. Okay, sorry.
Well,
This
actually,
exists
Heroes
already.
of the Storm is what you just explained.
Heroes of
for
the
most
Storm.
part.
Sorry, I'm
But
talking about a
you-
game
but
that
what
already
you
exists.
said is a multiverse MMO game. I think is what you were kind of getting.
Yeah,
at,
that's
right?
what I was going. Like, yeah, and like obviously like the I'm talking about a hero brawler game, but
Oh, you mean
okay.
like a Super Smash Brothers kind of game?
Well, no, sorry. I mean,
Blizzard
when I meant
Smash
hero brawler,
people.
I meant like Dota style game. But what I mean is like I didn't mean to basically say I pretty much said Heroes of the Storm, but MMO version, and I didn't realize I even just did that.
I didn't either until you even said it. I would never have come to that conclusion had you never pointed that out.
That's really funny.
FYI.
Honestly, you know what I wish it kind of came out and saw the light of day was that that Ghost game. Remember that from the StarCraft Ghost? Like that got canceled.
Man, that game would have been that. Do you want to talk about a good cinematic? The
Yeah.
cinematic for StarCraft Ghost was cool. Oh, that game should have been
Dude,
real.
all the stuff for the OG StarCraft and Brood Wars were the shit when
Very
it came
good.
to cinematics.
Very
Dude, I
good.
paid $9 for StarCraft when I was like I don't know, like 10 or 12 years old, 10 or 11 years old. My mind was absolutely splattered all over the place at how good that game was. I couldn't stop playing it. Like Kerrigan and what's his face would be talking to each other and
Raynor.
like, oh god, dude, like all of it was like so many games didn't have
Darlin.
any talking back then. So like for them to have full on conversations with each other and there to be like this epic ass storyline going on when
It's
you're
great.
a kid, it's great, dude. I'm sorry, but and I know I'm sound like an old person when I say this, but they are
can't
not
wait.
making video games like that anymore. I'm sorry. Like they
I-
put out bullshit, consumer bullshit today.
Charlie,
Like,
the funny thing about you saying like a Diablo MMO is like Diablo 4 isn't going to be an MMO, but if there's ever a time for that to kind of be like, there are those like open world, what are they called? The villages, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really interested to see how that goes because some people were pissed about it because it's kind of taking away the essence of what Diablo is, going into a dungeon with a couple people, clearing it out, and then you're done, whatever. Starting up a new lobby, whatever. But like these villages will be open, like it will be like an open area of other characters and people being in there, which will, and then like I remember them saying like at some point
kind of like PoE, right?
Yeah, there
Path
might
of
be
Exile,
PvP. I don't know
sorry.
if there's PvP in that area, but there might be.
I
But
don't know
like,
about- I
yeah,
don't know
like
about that.
I know the villages, like the whole thing is like the villages could be attacked by like waves of zombies randomly. Like there's events,
Ooh.
which is like very MMO like. I remember some people were upset about it because they thought it took away from the essence of what Diablo is. But I'm personally, I think that's gonna be kind of cool. I think you have to add some flavor to shit sometimes.
You have
know what I
to.
mean?
If you put out if you put out Diablo 3 reskinned as 4, people are gonna be
Dude,
up in arms about it.
yeah, I'm not trying to do
So,
that. I'm not trying to play
no.
Diablo 3.
How many
Well,
seasons
yeah.
of Diablo 3 have you done already? 26, 27 seasons. What do you want? Diablo 4 season 1 to be just the
Exactly.
Diablo 3 season 40 whatever at that point
Exactly.
in
Yeah,
time? No.
we already had the D3 skin. It's D2R.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Honestly, you
Essentially.
did it. You're not wrong. Like that. I mean, Diablo Immortal is supposed to be like not I keep wanting to say Warcraft. It's not supposed to be Diablo 3 reskinned. It's supposed to be like a game of its own that has unique elements that make it better. Well, not better, just different from
Different. Yeah.
from Diablo. Almost call it Warcraft again.
But
Okay.
This man has got like hard, like subconscious,
Just
like
like
talk going
twitching,
on
like
right now.
twitching.
Yeah,
I gotta sign in.
Warcraft,
I gotta
Warcraft.
sign in. I
I
gotta sign
gotta
in.
say the right
Little
name.
did we know he's been
I'm-
playing it this whole time.
Yeah.
He's actually in a raid as we
Oh, man.
speak.
No. I had to. My friend had to have a talk with me about World of Warcraft.
Wow.
I was.
He had
it
a little
was- it was
intervention
just-
going on.
Yeah, man. I was heading down the same slippery slope, and it's like in the same period of time that this happened during Burning Crusade. The first time I played it was right when Sunwell came out, and I was raiding in 4 different guilds. Well, this time I'm raiding in 3 different
Wow.
guilds, and I'm like, wait a second, like, what the fuck am I doing? And it's because I'm like trying to save money. So for me, it's a way for me to like kind of block out the idea of needing to go out of my mind. But it's at a certain point, dude, it's a slippery slope, man. Video game addictions are real, and you don't even realize it, man, because it's just so when you add this like social element into it, like you just
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
You
like
know.
to go off the social element, there was, when me and Mallory first started dating, she's like, oh, I didn't. She's like, oh, I was like, oh, baby, I'm a nerd. She, oh yeah, we're all nerds, right? Like whatever. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, okay. and then like she saw what that entailed. She was like, oh wow. And
this
like
is real.
I would be playing a game, and she'd be like, oh, can you come do this thing, or can you come watch this, or whatever it would be. I'm like, oh, can you give me a minute? She's like, why can't you just come now? I'm like, well, I'm playing with people right now. Like it's kind of shitty. Like she's like, you can't just pause. I'm like, no, I'm like literally playing with someone. Like people are depending on me right now.
Yeah,
I could leave
yeah.
at a certain point soon, but I can't just dip like that. Like,
yeah.
and it took like a minute for like, oh, like this is kind of like you've made a date with someone, like plans, and you're.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not like going out to meet them at a bar or anything, but like I've set time aside to do stuff with them. Like
Yeah. 8 hours a week, man. I signed up to be in a sweaty ass World of Warcraft guild, and I will not be doing it in Wrath of the Lich King, but I told myself I was going to do it for Burning Crusade because it's the expansion I never finished when I was a kid. So I kind of just at this point, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
straight up, this is the Overachievers Gaming Podcast. I am a fucking overachiever in World of Warcraft, and I'm not ashamed to
I'm not
admit it.
ashamed to say it.
I'm not
Hello,
ashamed to admit
hello,
it.
my name is Chef Crondo, and I'm addicted to World of Warcraft.
I'm
Hi,
Chef Crondo,
Chef.
and I read spreadsheets
Yeah, hi,
and
Chef.
min-max
Yeah,
my
literally.
characters to a 20-year-old game.
We're literally AAing for Chef right now. Or,
The
no, it wouldn't be AA,
WWs?
it would be GA, Gamers
GA,
Anonymous.
Gamers Anonymous. But it's dude, it's so much fun, man. I think it's hard to deny it.
I think
Just like-
I think if I got into WoW when in the heyday of it, I probably
Yeah.
would have been. I tried.
That's why I'm not playing it.
What did I try to play with you guys? What expansion was it? It wasn't Shadowlands,
The
was it?
late, no, it was right before Shadowlands. It's
Yeah,
like
no,
we
it
were
wasn't.
like, oh, we're gonna play Shadow. Which, by the way, I'd like dropped $112 on the Shadowlands expansion or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, that's when we all like, oh, we're gonna play Shadowlands together, and we never played Shadowlands. I never logged in.
Didn't-
What was
yeah,
before
didn't touch it.
Shadowlands? I could look it up, but I'm like,
Heroes of
I know
Azeroth?
it, and I'm trying.
Well, I just remember
Battle
like,
for Azeroth, right?
we-
That's what
oh,
it was.
yeah, we were playing it for a minute, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is a thing. And then every time my Blizzard app would turn on, I would just see Chef Crondo, Battle for Azeroth. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he likes it. And then it was like, next day, Chef Crondo, Battle for Azeroth. I was like, oh yeah, he likes WoW, dude.
You'll see
I
me
tried.
that for Diablo
Anyone
4.
want to bet he changes his mind for Wrath? See, here's my thing. My best friend said that to me the other day. Here's my thing. When Wrath was around the first time, I literally lost a girlfriend over it. I was so obsessed with Warcraft. I got realm first, like warrior to 80. I got realm first this, realm first that. I'm not gonna be able to do any of that again. So it's like, why? Like I was in a top 10 guild in RAF.
But you can
top
still
10.
enjoy the game without having to.
I can enjoy. Yeah. I
to go
just
buck
don't.
wild.
Then he wouldn't be an
There's
overachiever.
there's two different exactly, but there's two different levels of play. There's either casual or hardcore, right? And like in Wrath, it's like you either just kill the easy mode bosses, which is a joke, or there's the hard mode versions, and the hard mode versions are incredibly difficult, and there's like large skill difference there, and it's stressful, you know, like it's
Sure.
actually because of what you just said earlier. Yeah, sure, like I could suck. Like I could just fuck off and, you know, completely be a ding dong and, you know, like put up shit numbers and have no problem and die all the time and be like, whatever. But then it's like I have 24 other people that signed up to show up to a hardcore raid where they want to get in, get the fuck out and slay stuff. So it's like a little bit of a, you know,
Yeah.
not being a shitty human being towards other people. You know, it's not being a super, you have to be selfless to a certain extent. So, man, I feel like video gaming has made this whole social realm out of these MMO games, and it's kind of cool to see it in this large guild where there's like, you know, like 100 some odd people and they all have known each other for such a long time.
Sure.
I've never rolled with a big guild before like this. This is the first time for me. I've always been like the one that goes with like the skeleton crew, you know, and it's a different world, man. It's definitely a different world.
That was me 12, 15 years ago when I was
Yeah.
like in my KOT days, where like I've
KOT
stands for Knights of Terror. Essentially, I used
what are the Knights of Terror?
there was a game I used to play called Dark Age Camelot, which essentially
I know that game.
yeah. So there was it came out before, it was out before World of Warcraft. So Dark Age Camelot had this server called Mordred, which was a free for all server. So like you could PvP anyone, anywhere, anytime, with the exception of the cities.
Okay.
And myself and probably about 15 or 20 other people would run terror tours, as we call them, and just go through in groups. It was 3 groups of 8, so it was or they're 6-man groups, so they're 18 people. So we would run around as 3 different groups, and we just demolish everyone. It was just like grief people, and just like, you know, we find people like power leveling, all that fun stuff, and we used to just had a good time. And I really like that PvP server because you got access to all of the realms. Normally you'd have to pick like a, you know, Albion, Hibernia, or Midgard realm, and then you're only stuck in that realm. But with the PvP server, free for all PvP, you could go anywhere in the world, and it was a lot of fun. And we had some awesome times. But like we used to do that. We used to roll around. We used to do keep defense. I used to have so much fun playing those games. I was like the top. Like there's one character that wasn't very good in the games called the Veil Walker, which had like a big scythe on it, and I used to play the Veil Walker. I was the top Veil Walker on Mordred for many years.
Wait, are you still friends with any of those KOT peeps?
Yeah, Riley and I still talk all the
I was
time.
gonna say, like, you did like, there was like Homeboy had you do like an MTV Cribs video that you had me help edit.
Yeah, oh, I forgot about that. I've known. Oh, it's been 20 since I was 18. I've known Riley 20 years.
Is that the
Crazy.
dude?
That's Riley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord
I remember
Niffield.
that. Was
Lord
so
Niffield. I
funny.
forgot about that Cribs video. My God.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but yeah, it was a good time, and I really enjoyed it. I've always wanted to see if Camelot Unchained will ever come out, but it's been forever in beta since 2015, so we'll see.
What?
That's a game I'll probably play.
If it's been in beta since 2015, I think that's
Probably
it's
no
been
big hoss.
crowdfunded. It's like a big thing. It's like they keep changing what they're doing with it, but it's. I used to follow along very closely, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this game. And I was an original founder. I put like $200 down to be a founder or whatever.
That's nice.
I was just like,
I think
I'll try
a
it
game
when it
like
comes
that
out.
for me would be if they did like a Guild Wars 3 or Star Wars Old Republic 2.
Yeah, I'll play either of those.
I would be like buck wild for. Or just like not even Star Wars Old Republic 2, but just like doing a new Star Wars MMO, which is like it's hard overdue.
Yeah, I will
super
definitely.
overdue.
I'll definitely play that massive game. Massive is the people who made the Division when they do the Star Wars game.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
I'll
about shit. I forgot about
100%
that.
play that game.
Wait, what's this?
So
Yeah. You can
So
say.
Massive is the people who made the Division 2.
Yeah.
They it was when EA announced that they're no longer keeping the rights to Star Wars or whatever.
Yeah, thank God.
They announced that they were making a bounty hunter type game for Star Wars. It's in the mode of the Division, and I will play the shit out of
Hard.
that because
Yeah.
I think we all will.
love the Division.
Hard.
Division's a
There-
great fucking game.
I have a soft spot for games or like stories. So like how do I explain this? Like in Warhammer, there's like chaos gods and space elves and like, you know, superhuman space marines and all this shit. And then there's the Imperial Guard, who are just like normal ass infantry, just a dude with a laser gun. But there's like trillions of them, and that's how they're like the main army.
They're the
of,
Zerg.
like the Imperium Man. Imperium Man has like 100,000 space marines that are like superhuman soldiers, or there's like a trillion Imperial Guards. It's like most of the armies being fought are actually via the Imperial Guard. And I have a soft spot for like in these universes of whether it be Star Wars and Space Wizards or in like Warhammer where there's like giant like, you know, armored fucking ding dongs and chaos gods, just the normal dudes doing their thing. And like a bounty hunter style game where you're not doing the Force or anything, kind of love it. You know, I kind of love that.
Yeah, and as Chef was just saying, I played Star Wars Galaxies for a hot second.
Oh yeah, Galaxies.
and that was a lot of fun. I played that for. I know somebody made like a mod and like tried to resurrect it, but like I played before. The whole like Jedi thing was like well known. Like you had to like master 3 different things, but it was randomly, and you had to master the right ones. Then you got the thing. It was just like it took so long.
I just wish it was still around. Like I don't. I hate that they like keep these games.
Someone's
down,
made
you
it.
know what I mean?
Someone's made. Well, it's because it's
but-
servers. You know, server spaces. I mean, it's different now with AWS. You know, AWS owns everything.
Yeah.
But you can. I mean, they didn't have AWS back then.
Nope.
So it's literally a server room that somebody had connected to the internet.
Straight up.
Easily take it down with a DDoS attack.
Straight up.
So.
It's
But-
crazy that shit existed before AWS.
Yeah, and now AWS owns everything.
I mean, that's what
But-
happened. Like what? It was like a couple months, or not? A couple, it was like a year ago when AWS went down for a minute and everything was like off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they make it so easy and affordable to do stuff. That's the problem. Everyone switches to it. Can't compete. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it. I got more Diablo 2 to play. Chef's is gonna bust a vein.
I got manicotti in the stove.
You got
I got
Manigot.
manicotti, you manigotta.
Manigot.
Manigatti.
Amanda's making some
Hibbity bobbity.
Chinese
No, I'm
chicken
kidding.
tonight. So
I love Italians. It's such a good show, man.
You say
You know what-
Chinese
you know what-
chicken?
Chinese chicken.
Like what does that mean? What does that mean? Like what kind of chicken?
Well, Chinese chicken's is like a specific type of breading, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
It's like a cornstarchy.
I was like, okay, like what? Like what is that?
Don't you know the bare naked
orange
ladies?
chicken for lunch.
You know, chicken
Which
in
is actually
China,
Chinese
Chinese chicken. Have a drumstick and you can. I don't remember the rest. That's the other part.
You don't
I know.
remember the lyrics?
I don't remember. I don't remember the lyrics.
he's like, well, you don't remember the lyrics? Oh wait,
Yeah.
I remember.
I don't
As
remember
like,
lyrics.
As you don't remember the lyrics.
As I don't.
Yeah. Perfect.
That was actually
Instant karma.
amazing.
But yeah, that'll do it. It's good to catch up with you guys. We'll see each other again in 2 weeks. Dom, I'll see you on Slack. But
Oh, hey!
Hilarious.
Sorry, I'm just making my Italian voices.
hey,
Are those your Italian voices?
Hey,
forget about it.
gabagool.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. Anyway,
Spaghetti.
thank you all for coming out very much. We'll see you all again in 2 weeks. You can find us on Instagram at og.podcast. Our Twitter is overachieverspete. Our website is over at ogpodcast.fm, where you get this. ogpodcast.fm, where you get this episode and every episode where we talk about video games and what we're playing, what we're looking forward to, and a little bit of gaming news. Until next time, make sure you check us out on Discord at discord.me/ogpodcast, as well as twitch.tv/ogpodcast. Pretty much OG Podcast everywhere. If you're not listening to us, hang out with us. We're chilling.
Hang on the Discord.
Yeah, Discord is where we're at. If we're not streaming or recording or doing the
You come
podcast,
talk to me about my World of Warcraft addiction.
yeah, please at Chef at Discord. He's like at Chef Chrono
I need help.
7985 or whatever. Anyway, all right. See you all later. Peace.
Dom, what is like? I'm gonna say it incorrectly, but Madon or something is.
Yeah, Madon. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a derivative of Madonna Mia, which is like oh my god, or it's an exclamation.
Oh, so that's why it's like an expression. It's like that's why they're
Yeah.
always saying it exclaimed.
much-
Like Madon.
Like Madon. Yeah. Like so,
Yeah.
pretty much like every Italian American ism that exists is just like so. Like there's a really good article about it. their Italian has changed so much because Italy is such a super diverse country of like different dialects and like subsects and subcultures and everything. But when they all came to America, most of them all came to Ellis Island, mingled hard, and it created like a new form of Italian, and that's why there's so many different deals with Italian in America. Like people in my neighborhood, I live in a very Italian part of Queens, like Upper Brooklyn, Lower Queens. People straight up speaking Italian, but like you like bring them to Italy, they're not gonna understand anything, or vice versa. It's like super hilarious, kind of.
It's great.
Cool.
But yeah, like Madonna Mia is like an exclamation.
Yeah, it's I gotta say the first episode, like, it got me good, man. Like, as
Good
soon
show.
as it's
The
so
show
my
is so
god-
much more deeper than anyone can begin to realize.
That's the thing that's
Very
yeah.
deep.
I mean, we could probably sit here and talk about it for a while, but you're right. Because he's going to see his therapist, and it's like he's going through
Talking
therapy
about-
the whole time.
Talking about therapy, about like masculinity, about like women's roles, about like just like morality and exercising your power. It's an amazing show. It's truly an amazing show.
Yeah.
Excited to
No,
watch
you
it
and Amanda
eventually.
should definitely watch it.
Oh,
I
I plan on watching it, but
yeah, it was one of those things where I was like scrolling through. I'm like, man, I need something to
Got it.
watch, and
You
then I was
gotta.
scrolling through HBO, and I'm like, boom, and then within the first 15 minutes, I was, you know what it was? There was one scene where I'll tell you the exact scene where it got me. So Tony, sleeps with his quote unquote girlfriend at the time, right?
Gumar.
On his boat, and not his wife, and then
Yeah,
so
his
they're like.
Gumar.
Yeah,
Gumar, yeah.
So he's in his so he goes to the restaurant with her and somebody else, and he's like schmoozing or whatever, and then the next scene is like they're on his boat and they're fooling around. And then the very next scene is him going back to that same restaurant with Carmela, his wife, and the maitre d walks up. Oh, Mr. Soprano, I haven't seen you in months. Where have you been? And it's just the fact that it's like the fact that everywhere Tony goes, it's like everybody's like just respect, and it just cracked me up.
Is it respect or is it fear?
Well, definitely in that case, it's fear. But like my uncle is from like an era where like non-mob related, that's how people talk to each other. Like they're very respectful towards each other, and there was like less shittyism towards everyday, service workers.
Well,
and
keep watching the show, and you'll realize how much of a piece of shit Tony Soprano is.
oh, of course he's a giant piece of shit. I'm not like praising him. It was just like that one scene just cracked me up because it's just, I don't know, it's mobster shit. I don't know. I was like, this is gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, be good times. Anyway, I'll see you all later. I'm excited to chat about.
You want to go play D2R?
I am going to go play D2R, but I'm also excited to talk about Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness next time we record. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta go see that. Right.
Comes out next week.
Yeah.
Mother Day
I still
weekend.
haven't seen the Spider-Man movie. Do I need to see Spider-Man first?
Yes. No. But yeah. Actually, yes. You probably do.
Is
It's
it out yet?
It's out everywhere. Yeah. You can watch it.
Okay.
It's very good.
Oh, I mean, no. It's not that I don't want to watch it. It was like I just didn't get a chance to go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
And I
You can watch. You can watch it now.
Like on TV here, or do I have to? Like,
I do
go to,
go
like,
On the TV.
All right.
On the TV here. Yes.
We'll talk
yeah.
soon, boys.
There
We'll
you
talk
go.
soon.
Yes. You can watch it on the TV, or you can watch it on the computer, through the internet.
I know, but where?
I don't know. Just
guess
fuck,
I'll just
it's
watch
literally
it.
everywhere.
Alright,
You literally
alright,
just type in
alright,
Spider-Man and you get bombarded with all these ads for it. So,
Okay. All right.
anyway.
All
All right. Yes, come play. If you want to play D2 with us, Chef, you can come play D2 with us. But you're gonna go play WoW. It's fun.
I don't want to play anything right now. I want to go sit on my couch and watch Sopranos. I'm like burnt
Yeah.
out from video games right now.
I want to go play D2. All right. See ya. See y'all. Thanks for coming out. Cheers.